So I don't really know if I'm cut out for the whole vlogging thing or not, but lately I've been watching a lot of YouTubers like Scotty Gone Walkabouts and Xander Budnick and stuff. I hope you guys can hear me, by the way, but these YouTubers, like, they get out in nature just for peace and relaxation, and I find I kind of want to start making these videos as well, because like in my previous life, or sorry, in the past couple weeks or past couple years even, I found life has just been so stressful, and nature is always a way that I can kind of get back. So I'm gonna start trying to make these videos more often. So like I do a lot of mountain biking as well. That's one of my passions, and just kind of cooking in the woods. So I'm hoping that I can get more videos like this going on my channel. It's kind of difficult for me now because I'm living in the UK, and it's not so easy to just kind of go out in the woods and find a piece of land and kind of do your own thing. But that's what I like so much about being home, is the woods are just all around me and I can do this kind of stuff. But yeah, I feel like it's a good idea for me to start making these videos and like document my life. So hope you guys enjoy. So for my first, let's say, vlogging YouTube video, I kind of want to get into like doing some gear reviews as well, because I do enjoy like really well built quality gear. I find it's nice to just have like the good things like that when you're in the woods. But I just want to talk about this knife for a sec. This is an Ontario Knives Model 1, and it's kind of like a staple, I guess, in the bushcraft field. But I know a lot of people speak really highly of these knives, and it's for good reason, because they're so well constructed, like, and the action to open it like that is just so smooth. Closing it, like, it's just a really sturdy, well-built knife, and straight from the factory, it's an absolute razor. Like, you can shave with it and stuff, and it's just it came really sharp. And it's D2 steel, which I kind of regret buying now because it's not stainless as well, but I think it's stain resistant to rust. But apparently the D2 steel holds a really long edge because it's such a hard steel, and I kind of like that about an outdoor knife, because you're not really sharpening it so often like you would a kitchen knife. It's just going to be a learning curve for me to kind of keep it clean, I guess. There's a couple rust spots like developing already, but whatever. It's a knife, it's meant to be used, so that's my plan. I've had it for like 2 years, but I've only really started using it in the woods like the last couple times I've been out. But yeah, and it's in like this really nice like white handle material, which I didn't think I was gonna like at first, but it's kind of growing on me. I like it. But yeah, really well built, comfortable, like just all around good blade. It's got really nice bevels too, for like using as like a camp cooking knife, because it's not just like a Scandi grind or whatever. It's like an actual like nice flat edge, like nice long bellies on it, so it's good for slicing up food. So that's kind of the main reason I got it as well. I wanted like a knife that I could use almost like a chef knife in the woods. But yeah, you should go buy one. They're not even expensive. I think I paid like 40 Canadian dollars for this. So for what you pay for, I mean, it seems perfect to me. Yeah. Go buy an Ontario Rat 1. Okay, so we're doing a bit of bushwhacking here now. I've been kind of following this rough trail. It's not really much of a trail now. It's kind of grown in, but it's an old like fishing trail that the salmon fishers use along the river here. But it's pretty thick brush, and there's a lot of fresh moose activity as well, which is good to see. But yeah, cool little spot. Nice little shot of the Harries. So I've stumbled upon what a beaver has been doing. I'm not sure if this is from, I'm thinking it's from last fall because it looks like it's still a bit wet from the snow, but I actually forgot to mention it just now, but I seen, back the trail there a little way, I seen 2 beavers that were actually dead, and they've been dead for quite some time. They were starting to rot and stuff, but yeah, like I'm wondering if that's the same ones that were kind of digging right here. Chewing. Because there's a couple cabins around with little small brooks running by them. I'm thinking that one of the cabin owners probably killed the beavers to prevent their lands from flooding, but it's kind of sad to see. They're pretty cool and they're just trying to make a living themselves. So guys, it's actually just early in the day. It's only about 1 o'clock, so I figured I'd go for a cup of tea in the woods. So got my bag on now. I'm just gonna go to just find a little creek or something, somewhere nice, just have a cup of tea, and yeah, I thought I'd bring you along. So this is the reality of Newfoundland. It's almost May, and there's still snow on the main trails, like the snowmobile trails. So for a lot of the time, if you don't have a set of snowshoes or a skidoo, I guess it takes a while so you can get to these places. But in the woods, there's no real snow. It's just on the trails where it's packed in. Okay, so I've been walking along this little small like cabin road here now, and I'm gonna find my way up one of these little local woodcutting trails. These are just like small trails that the guys cut out when they're getting their wood in the wintertime, so it's just wide enough for a skidoo, and they make for really good walking trails, so they're good to walk on. So I found my first friend. Little guy. I thought I had just stumbled upon a bear den because this tree is really scratched up from their claws. And there's like fresh bear poop all around here, so it's like a lean down tree, and I figured it might have been a good spot for a den, but I don't think it is. I'm trying to be quiet because there's a good chance of seeing like moose up in this area. This was all like cut a couple years ago, but when like the new trees grow in, like these green ones here, the young trees, the moose really like it, so they're starting to make their way back into this zone. So I just found a pretty cool spot, and I'm like 80% sure that this is like the exact same spot that me and my dad got a moose back in 2015, I think. I'm looking at the pictures now on my phone, but I'm pretty sure that this little area right here is exactly where we like cleaned the moose and then had a little lunch and brought it out. So it's kind of weird if I found it again, but yeah, I'm just gonna set up the Kelly kettle and get that going, and just have a cup of tea. It's just starting to like pack rain here now, but I'm underneath a pretty good coverage tree, so I should be good. Yeah. This is the Kelly kettle I was talking about earlier. My mom made this awesome bag for it because the original one kind of got tore up, but there's the top and the bottom. Yeah. So basically, like, this is just like a sleeve that the water goes in around and the fire comes up through it. It's like a chimney, so it boils water like really, really fast. This is also like an awesome piece of kit. I got this from my dad like probably 10 years ago now, and it's still going really strong, so yeah. So I just got it dug off in the ground here, so it's a bit damp. I don't want like to catch the ground around it, but I actually managed to find some really, really dry wood underneath like deadfall there, so hopefully we'll have a cup of tea going, but all it is to light it, I just use birch bark. It's everywhere here and it burns like crazy. Just fill that up. And the good thing about this stove is like you don't need big like wood in order to keep it going. Like even just like small like twigs, you can boil a cup of tea with it. So it's really good. But it's really important that you don't boil it or don't light it with this orange cap on, because it'll shoot off and like take your head off. I've had that happen before actually, so just fill it up with water. That should be good. Just light it. This stuff burns really, really well. And now it's just a matter of getting the fire going inside of it. Which this wood is pretty dry. It shouldn't be hard. And you can just feed wood in through the bottom, or I like to just put the bigger sticks just right down through the middle. And like already the water is like, you can hear it starting to boil. So should have a fire in, or should have a cup of tea in no time. So this has been like 3 minutes and it's already just a ripping boil. Really cool. So it's been like, I don't even think it's been like 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes maybe. And it's boiling like crazy. It's a full rolling boil, so. Got a cup of tea here. That's it. Cup of tea. Yeah, it's definitely nice to be out in the woods again. Don't realize how much I miss it until I'm not in it. It is so quiet right now. It's just the scatterbird and like the rain just hitting the trees and stuff. It sounds really cool. Cup of tea is nice as well. So it's starting to rain pretty good now. I'm heading out, but I'm just walking along this path and I found what looks to be an old cabin. Just glass for the windows and then all the shingles. The roof you can see is all caved in. really, really old, but yeah, there was once a cabin here, I guess. So I'm back on the quad trail after like probably a kilometer hike off the side there. Yeah, I'm just walking along by the river, and I think I'm gonna call it here because it's starting to rain pretty good, so I want to get back and get dried off. I don't have a rain jacket on or anything, but my buddy Liam is coming here tonight, so I think tomorrow we're gonna go for a breakfast in the woods. So if we do, I'll bring you along, but if not, this is it. So this is the first YouTube video I've made with a vlogging format, so we'll see how it works. But yeah, stay tuned.